can you tell us the meaning of your presence here in Marrakesh at this World Policy Forum? And what is the importance for China of this world governance? What the priority of China?
Thank you, Harry, for interviewing me at this occasion. This is the first time I'm attending this conference. I was invited by Thiers in summer, and he said it was important to have a Chinese voice here. And having arrived here and having met so many people here, I really think I should have been here a long time ago for the previous conferences as well. I think China should be heard, and China should be more proactive in reaching out to the world, especially at a time when China is more and more integrated with the world. There is a greater interest in the world to know about the Chinese views. At the same time, there is a growing interest in China among the Chinese people to know about the world and about the views of the world about China. So I think it's a good way of engaging the world. You talk about the global governance. China is interested in this reform of the global governance, because as one of the emerging countries, China on the one hand has benefited from the global structure. We didn't feel that our growth was hampered very much by the existing world structure. At the same time, we realized that the world is changing. As I mentioned at the dinner last night, that there's a diffusion of information, of wealth. There's a greater participation in these world affairs, in both at the economic level and at the governance level. So the previous international structure needs to adapt to the new changes, needs to reform itself, and emerging countries needs to participate in this reform. We don't believe there should be a revolutionary change. The change should be incremental. Therefore, discussions about how should we change have become very important. I think the World Policy Conference is playing such a role. It's bringing people together at the panel, for example, bring people together to debate about the ideas, to discuss, to hear each other. Although we're not making decisions here, but by exchanging views, we help the decision makers. So I highly appreciate the opportunity to come to the conference.
And at this conference, you have also meetings between people from companies, people from governments, people from UN.
Sure.
What do you think of this kind of forum?
I think it's very good. It's very interesting. I was talking with a businessman last night who's sponsored he was one of the sponsors of the conference, and I said, "What do you think? And how does the business world benefit from this kind of policy?" Because the business world in China is very active. I also hope that they would be joining process like this. And this gentleman told me, he said the company does business with over 50 countries in the world, and this kind of conference helps them to understand the countries and also help the countries to understand them. So I think this is something Chinese companies should learn.
And France will soon at the G20. Here also in Marrakesh, the chairperson of President Sarkozy is here. You have meeting. What can you tell us about that?
Mr. Levitt, we met years ago. I think in the early 90s. We already knew each other. I had a very good meeting with him. We can always find the common ground in this complicated world. I think the French, when France is the host of G20, the world will be probably coming out more from the crisis because it will be end of the next year. but there will be more interest in reforming the international economic governance as people have a clearer idea where we are. So I think the French proactive attitude coming out so early and making proposals at such an early stage is very good, very helpful. And China is in full support of the French role. But for the specific discussions, I think on the one hand we need to be very proactive, to have imaginations. On the other hand, we also need to be realistic about the possibilities. Every country has its unique considerations. It will be very interesting to see how the French side could maneuver between the differences and come up with a solution to the problems acceptable to all. And I know France is always good at that, and I really wish them success.
Could you tell us a few words? This forum is in Marrakesh, in Morocco, emergent country. Very interesting.
Yeah, it's good. This is a beautiful city, really nice place, nice choice, especially in this weather. I think people become more relaxed and more open under the bright sun. It's a very good choice. Morocco is also in the middle of Africa and Europe. I think the Moroccans are more open about the world because they have a better experience of this multiculturalism and also about multiple ideas in the world. I think it's a very good choice.
I would like to thank you very, very much.
Thank you. Thank you.